Now then, day 50. 50 days I've been doing this. So time to reflect on how I feel I'm getting on. I've not made as much progress as I wanted to. Looking back over what I've done this morning, it's not the level of quality I was hoping. I've not got the level of proficiency I was wanting to have at this point. But that's part of the process, I suppose, isn't it? I need to be realistic with what I can achieve, what I can do in terms of putting time into this entire thing, and the effort, the familiarity I can get with the equipment over time. I think it comes down to putting in the reps and having the opportunity now. When I say the opportunity, there's no excuse for not having the opportunity because I have the equipment that I want to use. That's there, not an issue. If I'm not putting in the time to think creatively to do that, that's a me problem. Now, it is a me problem because I've got other commitments. I've got a wife, I've got a kid, I've got my day job. So I don't know why I'm not doing it. I mean, I am doing it, but I'm just not doing it to the level. I think I'm comfortable. This is my problem. I get comfortable doing stuff and I'm not pushing myself. I operate way better under pressure. And I know people say don't put yourself under pressure, you get the stress, yada yada yada. But I'm not happy unless I'm operating at that higher level. Being in the middle with everybody else and what their expectations are doesn't cut it for me. I want more for myself. I think I'm capable of more. And that's a case of putting myself in the situations where I have to do better. I have to perform outside of that norm. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I need to expose myself to situations, problems, and give myself the space and the time to be able to explore those things where I can do more creative stuff. The presenting to camera, I do think I have made progress in. I'm getting better at it. Even yesterday when we were out in Leeds, just like there were a number of takes I didn't use in that vlog, but I was just wandering around with the camera, talking to myself. I was sat out in public talking to myself. I'm getting better at that. Perhaps not in the coherentest way that I want to get, but I'm putting in the reps there. So that's one side of it. The other side of it, after 50 days of using this, I'm not utilizing it again. I've become safe. I've got the thing that where I'm knowing how to do certain things and get the output that I want. So I've stopped exploring it as much as wanted. So that's something that I need to drive myself forward with. And I think I've limited myself to just doing one thing. So the first month where I was talking about a lot, I was reading a lot of the principles of what it is I was trying to do, rather than just like basic recording of myself. I was looking at more creative ways of shooting things, but it was all centered around filmmaking, which is where my interest is for documentary stuff. What I've not figured out is how I can bridge the gap between what I want to do on that side of things and how I want to realistically, in a small time, move it into this. So I think reflectively now, it's a combination of having the intent, which I've got, the technical ability, which I've got some of, the creativity, which I have, but I don't necessarily know how to fully execute to what I want to be able to do in a realistic manner, and then tying it all together where I'm falling down a little bit because it's not pre-described as what I do in a day job. That is quite structured. It's like I need to do this, that, and it's just a linear process. Whereas doing it like this, I need to put in more reps to understand the software that I'm using to a higher level. That's going to be significant, I think, in improving. Then now I've decided on an ecosystem of where I am with that. I'm staying inside of Adobe. I've tried DaVinci and such, but I want to specifically stay inside of that ecosystem because it's what I like, and it does end to end what I want. And should I leave this position? Yes, it's expensive to be able to privately fund that, but I have before, so it's easy enough to do that. Whereas having various other bits of software that aren't all from a suite, yeah. So that's where I'm kind of looking at upskilling myself a little bit more. I want to put some more time and effort into After Effects. It's definitely my weakest point at the moment. So yeah, after 50 days, not quite where I wanted to be. So it's 50 days of talking about doing this. I've been doing it for longer than 50 days. It's not like I started from scratch on the 1st of January. That is not the case at all. So yeah, just to clarify that. But it's been 50 days of this being my primary thought of doing things. So there's been less Warhammer in my life, which is a bit sad. But I am putting in the time to do this, and this is what needs to be done. And like I talked about in some other videos, it's the sacrifice, isn't it? If you want to do something, you will do it. You've got to put in that time, that effort. So we'll see how it goes. DJI have sent me the shipping label back, so great. I can get the battery sent back to them. I just need a printer, which I don't have, so hopefully I'll be able to print that out at work tomorrow for the RMA notice. The battery will go, and hopefully it'll come back. There's some wording in the warranty that I'm not overly happy with, where you will pay repair costs. It's like no, you'll ship me a new one because it was bollocks out of the box. So we'll see about that, but hopefully that'll extend give me the extended battery handle, which is useful because the battery on this is not great. And some guy gave me the backword on quite an expensive item that I was selling that would have gone the majority of the way to financing my other camera, which is a bit annoying because I was really excited to be like this far away from it. And I'm pretty much back to the beginning now. I'm about a third of the way there, so not quite the beginning, but disappointing, but it is what it is. That's what happens online. Anyway, right, I've rambled on for way too long today. 50 days in, if you've watched them, thank you. If you've got anything to say, if you've got any advice, whatever, hit me down in the comments below. Otherwise, subscribe and I'll see you tomorrow, I guess, on day 51. Back to normal. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Toodles.